I would say that most investors make one mistake. They reach out and they just ask. They don't provide value. And so what this means when they ask is typically, send me your deals. Send me what you've got. Why would they want to send you anything when they don't know who you are, right? And if you were just in my call with agent investors, what I just got done talking about was a 5-step process on how to qualify these so-called investors. So what I want to do is not just stand out as an investor that is one person looking for anything and everything. I want to be the investor that is looking for a very particular type of deal. I have a set criteria and buy box, and I'm actually going to be able to back up what I say. And if I'm freaking you out right now because you've never done a deal, take a deep breath. You don't need to have every answer from the start. What you need to have is confidence and the ability just to communicate. So what we do here and what I teach is that we bring offers consistently, right? So what I'm becoming useful to agents with is giving them feedback. I'm going to give them offers. I'm going to give them feedback quickly. I'm going to close when I say I will or honor the terms that I put in my contract. Even if that means I have to cancel and back out, that's okay. I did it during my inspection period. I didn't wait till the day before closing and waste everybody's time and money. I help solve problems, even if I am not the solution. I try my best, disclaimer, to be as easy as possible to work with. I give honest feedback on pricing and condition, not in a disrespectful or condescending way, but I try my best just to be very transparent. I help them save dead deals or deals that are going south, maybe with a different investor that can't perform. And then I like to refer business back to them, even if it's something that could be a listing, a rental, another opportunity for them to make money. A lot of agents actually come to me now and ask what brokerage I'm a part of, even while I don't promote to come join the brokerage we're at. Why? It's because I try to bring value first, and if they want to join the brokerage, great. Those are the types of things that really indicate that you are going to become useful to them, which is also known as providing value. If you can provide value to the agents you work with, don't be surprised when reciprocity starts to kick in, and they will bring opportunities and deals to you. And then if we go back to the first section, which is the tier system, the ones that don't bring as many deals are not the ones that you prioritize bringing as much value to. Cool. Last little note on this one, agents don't care that you're an investor. Okay. I've had this question pop up a few times over the past month where people are like, well, Ryan, the agent doesn't want to work with investors, or they don't like investor offers, or we even just had in the last call, they don't want sight unseen offers. They don't care. Okay. Agents do not care. What they do care about is whether you are actually going to be easier to work with and make their life easier, or if you are going to be difficult to work with and make their life harder. And then the joke comes in where I lose my hair, right? My hairline is slightly going back on both sides. That's because of agents, right? And that's also because of investors. And those are not the ones that make my life easy. Those are the ones that say they're going to do one thing and then they don't. That's what makes my hair go back. And that's what makes a lot of agents bald after like 5 years. So what do you want to do as an investor? You want to do the things I just mentioned above. If you can provide value first by giving them transparency, giving them offers, solving problems, doing what you say you're going to do, being easy to work with, and giving feedback, you will get a lot of business from these agents. So agent outreach becomes agent attraction the more value and opportunities you provide to each other. Does that make sense? If so, put the number 1 in the comments. Cool. One other note here, just to kind of wrap it up, is the fastest way to stand out is professionalism. Now, that's not to say you need a website. Please do not let me confuse you. You don't need a website. You don't need the pretty email signature. You don't even really need a custom email yet. Are those things that make a difference? Yes, down the road. But the level of professionalism is in what you do. It's what you say you're going to do and backing it up. It's not the things that are portrayed in image. Image is what sometimes your competitors have that actually don't perform, which is not what they want. They want someone that is going to be professional and easy to work with. And so my third note here is that consistency beats intensity. Most people quit too early when I see agent outreach. Now, this is one of those calls that is not offer a gun. It's not me sending offers. So I need to take a different approach when I explain this because I don't want to lose people here. Agent outreach is volume. You're not going to call 5 agents and have 5 realtors that are your best friends and then get 5 deals from that. That's just not the reality. you're going to have to call 50 agents a day and do that consistently for a month or two, maybe even 3 months, and you'll probably get a deal or two from that. That is agent outreach. Agent outreach is not as easy as it used to be. Now, I'm not saying that to scare you away or create some fear that you won't be able to do agent outreach. A lot of people in my community to this day make a lot of money doing that strategy. But it's because consistency beats intensity. They're not sending out 10,000 text messages in a day to speed up the process of what it would be in 3 months. They're going out there and sending out text messages consistently, doing the above things mentioned. They're providing value while being transparent, communicating properly, and building out a tier system to stay organized and better at follow-up with automations that it leads to getting deals done often. So what I hope is creating a mindset shift. Most members will only message 5 to 10 agents. They will get ignored, and then they will conclude that agent outreach doesn't work. Instead, what I want you to do is focus on the follow-up, build the relationships and the automations, build the system that will be able to support you sending out messages and calls consistently. Engage into all of these conversations and actually give it your best effort. I don't have some formal script. Every time I call in the MLS, it's typically the same flow. When I go off-market agent outreach, it's an introduction. I'm speed dating. I'm talking to them. I'm doing a virtual coffee meeting, even if it's just a phone call, where I want to get to know them. I just listed my grandmother's place in Chicago. She moved out here to Arizona. I did the same thing I do with agent outreach. Instead of me asking for deals, I was trying to solicit a listing for my grandmother's home, and I was interviewing 5 to 6 different realtors. And you want to guess how long it took me? It wasn't 6 hours, an hour per conversation. It was like 10 to 15 minutes. First couple didn't answer, crossed them off. One said she'd get back to me later the evening, crossed her off. The next 4 or 5 people I talked to, I interviewed each and every one of them, and I waited to see if one of them would follow up with me. So that's what I did. So once you could build familiarity with who you are and your brand, and you build a reputation that is actually worth being transparent and doing business with, that's when you'll find most of the agents are happy to work with you too.